everybody, I'm John Hindhaugh and it's a welcome back to the Michelin 24H series. This weekend we're trackside for the Michelin 12 Hours of Misano at the renowned Misano World Circuit Marco Simoncelli. This isn't just a contest of speed, it's a full-blown challenge of precision, planning and pure willpower. This race is a marathon of motion where every second counts and every decision can make or break the race. Watch as drivers and crews unite in a relentless pursuit of victory, testing their endurance, their machines and their limits. The atmosphere is charged, the engines are fired, it's time to experience racing at its most intense. This weekend's Michelin 12 Hours of Misano is the midway point of the 2025 European season. So many of the teams and drivers not just looking at victory here, but also slightly further ahead and looking at the overall rankings in the European Series. Champions will be crowned at the famous Circuit Barcelona-Catalunya in Spain in the middle of September. Misano World Circuit Marco Simoncelli is just off the stunning Adriatic coast of Italy. It's well known for its challenging layout and rich racing heritage. Just over 2.5 miles or 4.2 kilometres, a combination of fast straights, 16 challenging corners, and that makes it a favourite amongst the drivers. It certainly requires a blend of precision, bravery and skill to master the intricacies.
It's quite interesting. For me, it's a circuit of two complete halves. The first sector is quite slow and super technical, which actually Neville, from a rally background, is suiting him perfectly. And then the back half is all high speed and about confidence and really trusting the car. So yeah, it's got a bit of everything. But yeah, it has its own challenges. Me and Chris, being mainly circuit guys, we love the back section, the fast bit, and Neville's about the only person who really loves the first part, but we're all getting on with it as good as we can.
I really like this track. Yeah, it's really nice to drive. Not too long, but really flowing, and also it's good to the car. The curbs are not too high, and it's right by the water. You know, we're staying right on the beach, only 5 minutes drive, so really, really nice.
Also last year, I've been here the first time. We loved it so much. Also today, especially with the nice weather, it's not so hot like last year, which is more comfortable for us inside the car. But it's just an amazing track, and like always, a really amazing event from Preventing.
It's technical, it's nice, it's pretty quick as well. It's not an easy track for an endurance race, I think. It's quite physique as well, but it's a nice track. It's really quick, really technical, especially the first sector and the last sector. And then the quick right-handers, which are, you have to really send it in to keep up the pace. So it's a nice track. I enjoyed it a lot.
Time to take a closer look at this outstanding track. After the fast start-finish straight, it's turn 1. Variante del Barco, a tight right-hander. Brake hard, get a good launch out and carry momentum through the following sequence. Turns 2 and 3, fast, left, right. A lot of precision required here. A slight lift or maybe a touch on the brake just to keep the car stable and get a clean exit onto the next short straight. Next up is the Curva del Rio, a tight right-hander. Drivers need to be precise here again with their braking and with their steering inputs. Turn 5, another right-hander, can easily catch drivers off guard with its increasing radius, maintaining momentum whilst gradually feeding power into the car, critical to optimise the run into turn 6. Now this left-hander is a key part of the track as drivers need to get it right to have maximum speed on the back straight. Drivers now thundering through turn 7, a high-speed left-hand bend where they have to be fully committed. The slightest lift off the throttle here could unbalance the car, steady hand and foot required. Next up, the Curva Quercia, one of the slowest parts of the track. This left-hander needs heavy braking. A prime overtaking spot, so brake as late as possible while keeping control and focusing on getting a strong exit. Now the Curva Tramonto, turns 9 and 10. 2 right-handers where you have to maintain rhythm and manage tyre wear. Smooth inputs will help preserve traction and maintain speed for the upcoming long straight. Almost in the middle of this high-speed section, turn 11. Curvone, a slight kink to the right. Drivers will take this at full throttle. Turn 12, another full speed, flat out kink to the right. And then 13, a late apex. You've got to set yourself up properly for the upcoming sequence of bends. Again, precision in braking and steering will reward you here. The Curva del Carro is turn 14. Slow speed hairpin, a balanced approach here. Again, exit is key to set you up for turn 15. This left-hander is tricky. It's off camber. Drivers need to be cautious on the throttle to avoid sliding wide. The final left-hander is Curva Misano. Leads back onto the start-finish straight. Take a late apex there and get yourself a smooth exit so you've got a good lap time and maximum speed down the straight. Misano World Circuit, Marco Simoncelli. Understand the balance between speed and control. It's a true test of the driver's skill. Endurance racing isn't just about the long hours, and it all begins long before the green flag waves. The first real shakedown of an endurance race weekend is qualifying. The rules are clear in the Michelin 24H series and demanding. Each team sends out 3 different drivers, 3 segments of 15 minutes each, no tyre change, no refueling, just pure pace. The pressure is immense because it's not just the fastest lap that counts, it's the average of the 3 best times that locks in your grid position. One mistake, one missed apex, 1/10 too slow and the team could be fighting from the middle of the pack instead of leading from the front. It's the 992 class for Porsche 911 GT3 Cup cars that we look at first. Third place, Danish team Holmgaard Motorsport. Last season, they took the big step from the TCR class for touring cars to the prestigious Porsche 992 class. It's the number 925 Van Berlo Motorsport Porsche in second. This is a Dutch family team and they only very rarely compete in this category. Kai van Berlo is actually racing full-time in the Porsche Carrera Cup North America. Another exciting battle for pole position. Rick Breukers with a fabulous 1 minute 36.607 in the Q2 session. This was initially disallowed by race control for a track limit infringement, but the video footage proved he did not break the rule. So the quick lap counted, and the Dutch team with the number 909911 has secured pole position, just 0.3 of a second ahead of the Van Berlo Motorsport car.
Qualifying was fun, and Rick had a track limit initially, and they looked back at it in slow-mo and they saw it wasn't. So we got the time from Rick back from Q2, and that's why we ended up on pole. So very happy. Yeah, for me it was dry, but I think for Rick and Fabian it was drizzling, so it was tricky for them. But it was very interesting, yeah.
Next up, the fastest machinery of the weekend, the GT3 cars. In the second qualifying session, Vasily Vladikin from Team Continental Racing had an impressive showing. Their R8 LMS put in a time of 1 minute 32.602. Just one of 2 drivers in qualifying to be under the 1 minute 33 barrier. This means pole position for the time being. Out of the car for Q3, Vladikin gives his teammate David Pogosyan a few valuable tips to stay on top. In the end, they finish in third. The other driver who managed to stay under that magic 133, Klaus Bachler from the Proton Huber competition team, 132.548, even slightly quicker than Vladikin. This gives the German pro driver the virtual pole position. But there's still a few minutes left on the clock. Nothing decided as yet. Yannick Redon from Red Ant Racing is on a quick lap. It's amazing what he squeezed out of his Mercedes-AMG GT3. The pole position is his again. But qualifying has more excitement to come. Klaus Bachler with one final chance to reclaim pole for Proton Huber competition, and he succeeds, just 14 1/1000ths of a second ahead of Red Ant Racing. But wait, Yannick Redont is still on the track. He could strike back one final time. His sector times look good. He's on the start-finish straight. Full throttle, but not enough to snatch the coveted pole position from Proton Huber competition. What a qualifying. 14 milliseconds decided pole position today. That's literally the blink of an eye. Klaus Bachler celebrating with his teams. Now, let's hear from the pole sitter.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, my teammates did a great job. The car was really great also now. And it was not an easy session because it cooled down quite a lot. It rained this morning, so the track conditions are a bit different than what we had yesterday. Yeah, we made a good job out of this, and we will start tomorrow from pole position, and thanks to the team.
Welcome to Saturday. It's race day. The grid is set, the engines are silent for now, and a stillness hangs over Misano. Calm and anticipation in equal measure. The clock is set, the lights are about to go out, and for the next 12 hours, this circuit will demand everything. Speed, precision, stamina, and something more, resilience. This is endurance at its finest. This is the Michelin 12 Hours of Misano. Tactics and strategy in the race always play a big part. Manuel Lauk in the pole-sitting Proton Huber competition car has to do his stint early, as he explains to Nick Damon.
To be honest, I have to do the start because I have to leave this race a little bit earlier, because I go during the night to the Nürburgring and have there tomorrow another race to drive. But yeah, in the end, it's also kind of a strategy to put me in now than one of the AM drivers, and in the third stint, it's Klaus who will gonna take the car. I think it's not that easy, because it's also a completely different category what I drive there. And but yeah, if you're a race driver, you have to adapt very quick.
Nick has worked his way to the second place Belgian Red Ant Racing team. They took a big step at the beginning of this season, swapped their beloved 911 GT3 Cup car for a mighty Mercedes AMG GT3.
Got much more aero, so you can brake so much later and take so much more speed into the corner. So it's about 3-4 seconds gap between a 992 and a GT3, but you gain so much on the braking.
Haas RT have to work their race strategy with two young guns and a very experienced driver.
We said eeny, miny, miny, mo. No. We put in the young guns first, and then I'll go after as third. So to push and to keep a good pace, and maybe to make a gap with the rest.
Michelin 24-hour series, very popular, especially with non-pro drivers. Scuderia Praha, one of the teams that have been coming here for many years.
Well, in the end, it's quite funny because the core team is still basically the same. Just the drivers a bit changed, except me, luckily. So I'm still here. And yeah, most of the people are similar, same, and just few young guns helping us, especially during the pit stops, but otherwise the same team.
It's pole-sitting Proton Huber competition with Red Ant Racing sharing the front row. Behind them, the British Continental Racing team in third. Haas RT from Antigua and Barbuda sit on the outside. Fifth and sixth on the third row, Scuderia Praha and E2P Racing. And the fourth row is Jutta Racing and Era Motorsport. Safety car lights are out, coming to the end of the final formation lap before we start the second Michelin 12 Hours of Misano. Field on the start-finish straight. Wait for the green lights. And the flag is waving. We are racing for 12 hours. Manuel Lauk in the purple and orange. Porsche from pole gets a good start. That looks like the Haas RT coming through. Matthias Liesmont from fourth on the grid. He's up into second. Josef Kral in the Scuderia Praha Ferrari coming through. He's trying to move forward with that number 56. Down to the far end of the circuit. Lauk in the Proton Huber Porsche. Liesmont in the Haas RT Audi. David Pogosian in the 69 Audi has gone back a little bit. He's in sixth. Very crowded in the early corners. Down to the Del Rio hairpin. Things settling down after that. The field thundering down the back straight towards the Cavoni King, and then down to that braking area at Del Caro through the fast sweepers. Everybody having to keep their heads here as they are still in the very early stages. Just 20 cars, 10 cars in GT3. No silly moves required here. There's a lot of racing to come. At the end of the first lap then, we're expecting round about 400 laps. And it's Manuel Lauk, Proton Huber competition. He has defended his pole position. Matthias Liesmont from Haas RT in second. He's up a couple of places. Third now, Red Ant Racing. Yannick has lost a spot. E2P Racing in fourth. The Ferrari 296 of Scuderia Praha in fifth. Continental Racing in sixth. And the All-Malaysian Weidmann Nisa Racing in seventh. Hoffer Racing is in eighth. Behind the GT3 cars, a packed field of Porsche 992 Cup cars. It's Glenn van Berlo for Van Berlo Motorsport who leads. He's got by the pole-sitting red Camel Jordan.nl machine. Haas RT's Belgian young gun Mathis Lismont in the Audi. He's been charging hard and tries to close down on Manuel Lauk of Proton Huber. And that Audi started in 4th position. Lismont is showing an impressive turn of early speed. Lauk using his experience to his advantage, and he's fending off that young Belgian's attack for the time being at least. Long-distance races do mean setbacks for some. The Spanish Escuderia Farón have their car back in the garage just 5 laps in. Nick Damon down there telling us it's an electrical issue. How frustrating after all the hard work that a team puts into this race weekend. 3-car battle pack for 3rd position. Yannick Redant in the dark Mercedes of Redant Racing. That's the 93. Antonio Saniero for E2P Racing number 90. And Josef Kral in the Ferrari. They're having a great scrap and trying to stay in contention with the 2 front runners as well. Lismont in the multicoloured Audi is not letting up. He's right with the leader. The Haas RT car has been quick in this early running. Obviously, Mathis wants to get to the lead before he hands over the car to one of his teammates. In the Porsche 992 Cup class, a couple of drivers have managed to pull away from the rest of the field. Glenn van Berlo from Van Berlo Motorsport in the number 925 had a great start and he's still in the lead. He's got 3 seconds now on Rick Breukers in the black and orange Porsche from red Camel Jordan.nl. Breukers desperate to regain the lost positions. As well as the 2 classes we've been talking about, there are 2 more here in the Michelin 24-hour series. GTX and GT4. Just 1 entry in each class this weekend. In GTX, it's the French Vortex V8. Their Vortex 2.0 with the thunderous Chevy V8 behind the driver. Whilst here at Misano, Team Venture are the only GT4 class car on the grid. They've already scored some very impressive victories. For Venture and Vortex, it's not just about winning this race. More, they're looking to showcase their best possible performance. Back at the front of the field, Manuel Lauk of Proton Huber competition has put a few seconds between him and the rest of the competition, but 3 other teams now fighting for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Mathis Lismont in the Haas RT is 2nd, ahead of Yannick Redant for Redant Racing in 3rd, and Josef Kral still in the Scuderia Praha Ferrari in 4th. Audi versus Mercedes AMG versus the 296. Haas RT, charged by the young Belgian, seems to have taken some performance out of his tyres. He's fighting hard to hold on to 2nd. Traffic coming up as well. Goes down the inside of the red Camel Jordan NL Porsche Cup car. Audi goes through, but it looks like Redant in the AMG went a little bit wide, and Kral pounces. So Kral had moved up into 3rd, and now he's in 2nd. It was a small mistake by Lismont, again in traffic. Great racing by Josef Kral. 2 positions gained in a lap. It's drama for Seb Lejoux Racing, the number 888 purple Porsche 911. The right front wheel is at a jaunty angle. Was that contact with the wall or with another car? Oh, I'd say another car. Aston Martin Vantage E2P Racing off the circuit and has made contact with the barriers. Now, this is the first major incident, and it will be the first code 60 of the race. This is how we slow down the field without using a safety car. All cars have to drop to 60 kilometres an hour. No overtaking. Keeps the gaps intact while the marshals clear incidents safely. And once the track is clear, we go back to full-speed racing. The mechanics of Seb Lejoux Racing looking at the damage of that Porsche. They'll give it a go to get it back out on the circuit. The E2P Racing Aston has suffered as well. The car's back in the pit lane on a flatbed. Antonio Saniero can tell us what happened.
I was overtaking a guy, a cup car, and he lost the rear and he hit me. And yeah, I'm a little bit angry because it's very hard driving with people that cannot control the car in some situations. So yeah, a little bit upset and a little bit angry. Yeah, I don't know exactly the damage and the issues that the car has now, but yeah, we have a very expensive reparation, and that's a shame, man. These cars are so expensive, and yeah, very angry.
This Code 60's come at a good time for the first pit stops for fuel and new Michelin tyres. You've got to get the right strategy here. During a Code 60, you can only take 25% of your normal fuel allowance. Unless you're a full amateur team, then you get half. It will get crowded in the fueling area, so good communication is important to make sure that you know when a fuel pump is available. Diana Binks is down at Haas RT.
Oh, it was quite nice, to be honest. We had a good start directly into P2, around the outside in P1, in T1. So yeah, I'm pleased with how I did the start. We pushed quite hard to follow the Porsche. But it was good. I enjoyed my stint. I enjoyed fighting. I enjoyed making little mistakes, but then recovering again. So it was a nice stint. Yeah.
The Haas RT Audi already hot on the heels of the current leader, Matthias Rieboch of Scuderia Praha. That's Jeff McKeel's then now in the Audi. Goes down the inside into the 10th corner, side by side. Was a little touch there. There might have been. Who gets the better run out of that corner? It's a long straight. This is going to be first position for Haas RT. Great piece of driving by both of those pilots. Now, let's have a look. Was there a little touch? It was very slight if it was. Oh, yes, just a little tiny touch there. Incredible teamwork from Seb Lejoux Racing. The purple Porsche 888 has spent only 18 minutes in the garage, and it's about to go back out and rejoin the race. Era Motorsports, after the first Code 60 and different pit stop strategies, we have them in the lead for the first time. They'll have to give it up when they come into the pits. So Jutta Racing Team from Lithuania in the red, white and black Audi will take over at the top of the timing. It's not just motorsport stars on the grid of the Michelin 24H series this year. We've got a famous Indian actor and producer racing. Ajit Kumar will be in all of the events in the 992 class with his own team.
Very good, very pleased with the team, with myself. Good day today, started well. But though I couldn't match my practice timings. But okay, the car's on the circuit, and yeah, I hope it gets better. I'm so grateful to Matthew, Fabian and my teammates, Mr. Marcus and all of them, you know. I mean, it takes a lot of patience for them to get me up to pace. And yes, we've been doing just that. 141, not a bad timing at all, you know. And, you know, we missed out the first couple of days, one because of a crash, we damaged the car. And then, of course, our engine failed. We had it replaced. So the miles that we have put in as a team on the circuit, Matthew, Fabian, myself, is pretty less compared to what we expected. So keeping all that in mind, I am pleased with my timings, and it can only get better, Diana. To be here, like I always tell you all, I'm so grateful to the Almighty, and thanks to all of you for making this possible. If I may interrupt, I want to thank everyone at Creventic, because most of the time interviews are about drivers and their timings, their emotions. But a great what should I say, effort by Creventic, Michelin, Porsche to put this series together. And I hope the series goes on to get popular, not just back home in the Middle East, maybe all over the world. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Ajit Kumar's happy. I don't think Luke Breukers is in the Red Camel Porsche. Severe damage at the left rear on his outlap. Code 60 again. So Luke will limp back to the pits. He shouldn't lose that much time. This Dutch team's main focus, I would think, on the season's overall rankings. They're leading 2 consecutive victories behind them at Mugello and Spa-Francorchamps. Damage to the left rear wheel arch has been attacked with a hammer. Not sure that is quite the right way to deal with a precision racing machine of Porsche. Certainly wouldn't be doing that at Weissach, at Porsche Motorsport, but it's worked. The wheel arch is away from the Michelin tyre. Luke is back in the battle, chasing down the number 925. The leaders in class, Von Berlo Motorsport, are hearing now from race control, though, it will be a 20-second penalty for Luke for causing a collision. That means the number 902, Holmgard Motorsport, in the red, white and black Sonax machine, will be promoted to second position, and they've got a decent gap to their rivals behind them. Still leading in the 992 class, the Dutch family team, the second Dutch family team in the grid, Von Berlo Motorsport. It's Marcel, together with his two sons, Glenn and Kai, who've put on a perfect race so far. Consistent fast lap time, staying out of trouble. It's not exactly a secret formula, but that is how you win an endurance race. 4 out of 12 hours completed. Haas RT have 10 seconds on the second place, Red Ant Racing. Then it's Jutta Racing now into third. Fourth, and a lap down, is the Paul sitting car Proton Huber competition. Fifth, Hofer Racing, Scuderia Praha in sixth. Right behind in seventh, the Audi of Continental Racing. Eighth is Era Motorsports Ferrari. 2 Porsche 911s round up the top 10, Von Berlo Motorsport and Holmgard Motorsport. 1/3 of the race is completed. In the world of endurance racing, every second counts, but it's not just what happens out on the track that decides the winner. Behind the roar of the engines lies a different battle, a battle fought with precision, timing and strategy. Every second in the pit lane counts. Tyres, fuel, timing. One wrong move and the cost just isn't time. It could be a podium or a win. Too much fuel, the car's too heavy, you lose place. Too little, and you're out of the fight, saving the precious drops. It's not just the call, it's the execution. The perfect pit stop is a masterpiece of teamwork and timing. The mechanics play a vital role when it comes to victory or defeat. So the pit lane can be the place where races are run or lost, as Philip Hamprecht from RPM Racing tells us.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hectic because here we can be, or you have to be as quick as possible. There's no standing time, like, for example, 24 hours Nürburgring or stuff like this. So we have to be really quick. Obviously, in our case, it's a little bit funny because Tracy is very big, very tall. Nick is quite short, and I'm just in between. So we do have a shell that Nick and I share. Actually, we have the same shell, and then we just have to move the seat forward and backward. So, we practice quite a bit always from Wednesday onwards when we're testing. But it is quite hectic, and it's a science behind it. Yeah, you have to be quite quick and get basically the flow of the whole pit stop right.
More than 4 hours completed. The pace is just as hot as the very first lap. Lead changes coming through, different pit strategies. Let's look at the battle for second. It's Proton and Konstantin Dressler now, who is chased down Tim Müller in the Audi of Jutta Racing. Through turn 10. Did Müller go a little bit wide there? Yes, he did. Dressler on the inside and goes for second place. Great stuff. Müller now will try and stay in the slipstream of that Porsche down towards turn 13. Looks like Dressler has the legs. Dressler now into the pits for his next scheduled fuel stop. Oh, hang on a minute. He's missed the fuel entry and goes in through the cones there. Oh, race control will have a look at that. Surely going to be a penalty. So Tim Müller in the red, white and black Jutta Audi, clearly in second position on his own, but he'll have to come to the pit lane soon.
I mean, everybody is, let's say, so under pressure after 1 hour something, so he really forgot to refuel the car, but yeah, can happen.
The Michelin 24-Hour Series has always had family teams on the grid, and this race is no exception. The atmosphere in those teams is always very special. Let's go down to Bert Redont, owner and founder of Red Ant Racing. Nick Damon is down there now.
More fun, definitely. Stress. There will always be stress in racing, and when your own kids are driving, it's a little bit extra. And my wife is also looking on the screens when the kids are driving. And the rest of the day, she's in the kitchen, but that adds some stress also, yes. I try to treat them all the same, but if I'm honest, I try to be more honest to my kids than to the other drivers because, yeah, we're a family and we can be honest to each other. If it's not good, then I tell them.
Might be a family team, but the Red Ants have always been ambitious. They stepped up from the 992 to the GT3 class at the start of this season, and so far, they're not regretting it.
For the moment, we're on schedule. So we're in the same lap as the leader. We lost some time in the pit stop, in the last pit stop, but we'll manage. As long as we stay in the same lap as the leader, everything is to play.
Out in the sunshine, the Red Ant AMG going very nicely indeed. Because of the nature of the Misano World Circuit, Marco Simoncelli, it's hard on the brakes, so you will have to do a brake change at least once during the race. Second place team in 992, RPM Racing, doing this quite early actually, just 5 hours in. The brake disc will be very, very hot indeed. Let's hear from Nick Johnson. He's with our Nick Damon.
Yeah, that's very normal here because you have so many kind of, hard kind of brake zones in the trail braking, so you wear the right much more than you do the left. And last year, when it was much hotter here, we had to have 2 brake changes, almost go to a third. So we knew we were going to be very, very much on the edge, and obviously now we had to change here, so we're probably going to have to do another one. We're not going to be able to kind of, nurse it enough, I think, to just do one stop. But the pace been good. We just about to stay safe and stay out of trouble out there and try to not push too hard. I mean, I was very conservative in my 2 runs here and taking care of the brakes as much as I could. So I think we pushed it almost an hour longer than last year so far. So I think we should be in good shape.
Red Camel Jordan.nl, another 992 class team, have been on cloud 9 in 2025 so far. Wins in Dubai, Mugello and Spa. Here, one to forget, I think. They had a decent start, but they've slid from one problem to the next. Luke Breukers with another issue now. His brother Rick is down in the pit lane and can tell us.
Luke had a small touch on the pit entry, so there was some damage on the wheel that we had to repair. I don't know exactly what was broken, but luckily the team fixed it, so we just can score some points. I think the podium is out of reach, but let's see.
That's 20 minutes for the Red Camel Jordan.nl Porsche in the pit lane. Ivo Breukers now out on the circuit. He'll be pushing to try and get back some of that precious time lost. But we're hearing that the Porsche's not in the best shape, a little bit unstable and nervous at the front axle. Another problem for Ivo as he slides wide. He may be fighting an unequal battle at the moment. Well, the car's had to come back into the pit lane for further inspection.
Basically the whole setup suspension kind of thing, it's not really in line. We tried to go out there hoping that we could do some laps, but the car was unpredictable, and we now decided to come in and to fix the car so we can see how it is and just to finish the race. Sometimes it can be difficult, but of course after a race, after such incident, you have a laugh, and you are in it as a team. You win together and you lose together, so can happen to everyone. Most of the time it is happening to me, now it's somebody else. So no, it's a pity also for the car. We need to repair for Paul Ricard, of course. So no, we want to get the car straight again and go out and see if the car is fine, and then all the rest we will fix later.
It's a family team. Is there a family atmosphere in the whole of the pit lane?
Yeah, I think the Grand Series is a series where everybody's welcome, and it has a family atmosphere. So I think it's also the right format to compete together with your family, your sons or brothers or neighbors even. I mean, the level of competition is very high, but still there is this family-friendly atmosphere which we all like.
The battle for the top 3 into its next round of competition. Manuel Lauk in the orange and blue Porsche from Proton Huber competition, chasing down Ayrton Redant of Red Ant Racing. Lauk closing in behind the Belgian as Red Ant heads into the pit lane for the next scheduled stop. Fuel first. And when he gets out, we'll hear from Ayrton Redant about his stint.
Actually, to be honest, I don't know exactly what position we are or even which cars are fighting for the lead at the moment. I just got out, as you say. But I think we have quite a good pace. The moment it's the hottest of the day, so the track is at the hottest as well, so the tires start sliding a bit. But I think we're in it for a good result. Actually, I was only interested in the Audi, the number 21 from Haas, because I know we are fighting them for the lead. But this race always keep on changing. I think the Huber guys will be close as well, and I think there's also another Audi that will be there for the lead as well.
Well, although Ayrton said he doesn't know exactly who's currently competing for the top positions, he summarised the current racing position very well. 4 teams still in the mix. Haas RT in the 21, then Jutta Racing the 71, and Proton Huber competition, and Red Ant Racing as well, of course. It's Jeff McKeels in the Audi of Haas RT, charging again. Nicolas Michelon in the Jutta red, white and black car. McKeel starting his attack on the approach to turn 10. This is a good overtaking manoeuvre here. Bumper to bumper, uses the slipstream, dives down the inside with a bit of late braking. Oh, he's gone wide though. Can he hold on to it? He does. Second place for Haas RT after 5.5 hours completed. It's Proton Huber competition again in the lead as it's swapped between 4 teams over the last, 100 or so laps. Around about 2 minutes, the lead at the moment. That seems comfortable, but that isn't a full pit stop. In the 992 class, certainly more comfortable for Van Perlo Motorsport. The Dutch family team 5 minutes ahead and probably already in cruise mode as they head towards the victory.
Yeah, it's going well so far. Still a long ways to go, but pace is there. My brother and my dad did a really good job in their stints as well. Degradation on the brakes is really high, so we initially thought we had to change it just once, but now we already changed it, so we probably would need to change another time. But I guess it's the same for all Porsche.
So is it easier to be honest with a family member than a normal teammate?
Yeah, it is different. Before you say something, you think twice, I would say. But on the other hand, you can be unfiltered to family members. Whereas with teammates, normally, yeah, you need to be careful what you're saying as well.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. They tell me I have to drive faster, but I do what I can. And I think we have to compete with the rest, and they don't have to compete with each other. So till now, so far, it's okay.
240 laps completed. Let's get back to the battle at the front. The lead has changed again. It's Haas RT now back on top with the Audi. They've got a minute on Proton Huber competition. It's Mathis Lismont, the 19-year-old Belgian, back behind the wheel. He started the Audi R8 GT3. His driving's been impressive this weekend. Calm, professional, faultless, and unbelievably fast. In the 73 of Proton Huber competition, it's Manuel Laug who started the Porsche back behind the wheel. He's giving everything, trying to close the gap to Lismont, but the lap times of Lismont are pretty impressive. 5 hours on the clock, slowly becoming obvious that Haas RT, with their number 21 and Proton Huber competition with the 73, are the strong candidates for the win here in Misano. Third place, Red Ant Racing, in contention as well, but they've dropped off the lead lap to the top teams. Now, as we mentioned earlier, 2 other teams on the grid. It's not primarily about winning for French Vortex V8. They're doing a lonely race as the only entrant in the GTX class. Their lap time similar to many of the faster GT3 cars, especially on the straight. They can keep up the pace due to that mighty Chevy V8 in the back. And in the GT4 class, Team Venture has completed 240 laps and therefore gained a lot of insights and experience for the rest of the season. However, with their GT4 category car, it's still not an easy race for them. Here's Neville Jones.
It's a challenge. You know who the people you've got to watch for, but it's a challenge, yeah, it is. I quite enjoy it, but you know who you've got to watch out for. The big problem is when they disappear into your blind spot and you don't know where they've gone. So if it's 2 of them and they split, yeah, that's the problem.
Leaders in the pit lane, Mathis Lismont out of the Haas RT Audi, handing over to their veteran, Peter Gerlings. Great work by the team. That's a very slick pit stop. RPM Racing in the 911 GT3 Cup car, the bright green machine into the pits again. Tracy Krohn's team very impressive so far. Comfortably in third place in the 992 Cup class due to incidents around them, and they've got 5 laps back to Seb Lejeune Racing in 4th position. ...277 laps completed as we head into the final third of the race, and it's the Germans of Proton Huber Competition who lead ahead of Haas RT in second, Red Ant and Hoffer with the 2 AMGs in third and fourth, then Jutta and Continental Racing by Simpson, the 2 Audis, then 2 Ferraris, Scuderia Praha and Era Motorsport, then the 911 GT3 Cup battle, it's Van Berlo Racing ahead of Holmgaard. 8 hours down. We're in the decisive part of the race now. Excitement still high. Here's the leader coming down to the first corner. And right behind is the 3rd position car. That's the Red Ant Racing, number 93 AMG, trying to get their lap back and onto the leading lap. This is a great drive by Kobe de Broekers. He's pushing that AMG to the absolute limit behind the leader. And they're coming up on the 2nd place car here. That's Dressler, and he pulls over to let the leader go by. He's got his indicator on, but I don't think he realised the AMG was right there. And that is 2nd position that's just changed in the favour of Red Ant Racing. Drama in the penalty box for Red Ant Racing, and Bert Redon is furious because he doesn't think that penalty's been counted, but we're hearing from race control that that penalty has been served. We've got a code 60 for the Holmgaard Motorsport Porsche, which is parked off the track on the grass. That is so cruel. The team was in a fairly safe 2nd place, obviously looking for the victory. That's gone now. Towed back to the pit lane, and one man's meat's another man's poison, isn't it? RPM Racing benefits from that misfortune. The American team now up to 2nd. 3 hours still to go. Think back to the first hour of the race and the purple 888 having that collision. It was an awful start for the French team, but they have now benefited from the retirement of Holmgaard Motorsport. So they're in 3rd position in class. If they can hold that, they'd count that, I think, as a big success. The stresses and strains of the race so far taking their toll. The Vortex being pushed back into its garage. Thought it might have been an electrical issue, but the team telling us it's a clutch. But knowing Team Vortex as we do, they'll be trying everything they can to get that car back out and to the finish. The leaders not bothered by what's going on behind them, and the entire Haas RT team completely focused on a potential win here in Misano. It's not been an easy year. This is not the all-conquering Haas RT team that we've known in previous seasons. That was their 13th faultless pit stop, 1.5 hours on the clock, 1 minute and 20 seconds their lead back to Proton Huber Competition. It's crunch time. It's Klaus Bachler behind the wheel of the Proton Porsche. He has got to push as hard as possible to get close to the young Belgian Matthijs Lismont in that Audi. At the moment, Lismont every bit of the pace of Klaus Bachler. It's all going very nicely for RPM Racing. They're still in 2nd position in the 992 class, but as you can see from the top right on the windscreen, they're inside the overall top 10 at 9. Same could be said for Seb Lejeune Racing. After a brilliant stint, Stefan Perrin is jumping out of the car and hands that Porsche 911 over to Paul Meyer. He'll take the last stint. Podium in class, overall in the top 10 now. After their start, that's a pretty decent return. Remember, 10 hours ago, that was a very bent car. Diana Binks has caught up with Stefan Perrin.
We are now 2nd position of category. It's near the goal. Problem that we have a big contact at the beginning of the race, and we lost many laps. And you know, in the race laps you lost, you never gain after. But now it's a strange situation because we are so far front and so far near back, and I don't like that to find the pace. And with the sunset, sometimes with traffic, it's sometimes tricky. But yeah, now we just to check the flag and go to the car.
Conditions at Misano then beginning to change now as the track temperature is dropping. That will affect grip levels, affect tyre performance as well. Even visibility becoming critical as the natural light is disappearing. The drivers will have to rely on their headlights and the trackside lighting to judge their braking zones and their turn into the corners. Spotting slower traffic, managing overtaking and staying consistent in lap times is getting just a little more difficult. In endurance racing, the transition from day to night isn't just visual, it's tactical. Those teams who can manage that shift better can gain crucial seconds. That can decide the race outcome. We're getting close to victory and the coveted trophies for the leaders. One award always given before the checkered flag, the spirit of the race, and that will go to the British Venture team, the number 421. Tremendous motivation in winning the European Series title and still coming to Misano knowing that they had no competitors in their class.
Yes, this is the trophy we have. It's not a one-man show, of course, endurance racing. This is spirit of the race award. That means that we appreciate what you're all doing here. Not only you two, because you're behind the wheel, but with the whole team. So this one is also for the whole team. Congratulations, thank you very much. Also congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, celebrate with the rest of the team.
Well, this is not a scheduled stop for Seb Lejeune Racing. Oh my goodness me, the front brake disc has literally exploded. Paul Meyer somehow holding on to the 888 and not hitting the wall or anybody else. The damage will be repaired as quickly as possible. A podium position is at stake here. Now, where's the next 992 car? It is 8 laps back, so they should maintain third place. Let's have a look at the top of the classes as the checkered flag is not that far away. Team Venture in GT4 have had a race on their own in class, but they were never lonely. They're taking not only the points for the victory back to the UK, but valuable experience and insights as well. 12th position overall, you know, in a super competitive field of GT3s and 911 Porsche Cup cars. In that 992 class, another deserved victory, going the way of the Dutch family team, Van Berlo Motorsport. Team owner and father Marcel Van Berlo, together with his sons Glenn and Kai, led for almost the entire 12 hours. And when they crossed the finish line, that looks like a margin of something like 7 laps to the second place RPM Racing team. In the overall, 7th position. And the winner of the race, though, all about Haas RT. Last lap now for Mathies Lismont. Brilliant race by the Antigua and Barbuda-based teams. 2 teenagers in the lineup, 1 pit stop more than everyone else. Haas RT has led the field for 259 out of the 416 laps. On the start-finish straight for the final time. The checkered flag is out. Big celebrations on the pit wall. 416 grueling laps. Peter Gerlings, Jeff McKeels and Mathies Lismont take the win here at the Michelin 12 Hours of Misano.
Oh, it was a crazy drive, but I think this was completely a team effort. We did great pit stops. Kudos to the mechanics. They did an impeccable job. Everything came together. All the drivers, we drove a great race. It was fun.
In second place, after what has been a breathtaking 400-lap-long 3-way battle, it's brought on Huber competition. And Klaus Bachler giving his everything in the last phase of the race here. Even some of the fastest lap times we've seen all day were not enough to get him into a position to challenge Mathies Lismont. Red Ant Racing, the Belgian team, the Mercedes-AMG GT3 number 93, third place today. We're just waiting for Mathies Lismont to bring the Haas RT Audi into Parc Fermé so the celebrations can begin in earnest. Nick Damon is down there waiting for him.
Yeah, it's nice for the team. I know what they had to endure last year with having to abandon the race at 10 hours. So this one feels sweet. First time with Haas as well. Hopefully there's some more in the future. We'll see. But I enjoyed it a lot. Really nice track, really nice championship. Yeah, just really nice. Enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, that was a fantastic race after the two not so good races in the beginning of the year. We're finally there where we think we belong to, and the team is super happy. P2 after 12 hours. What more can you want in racing? Yeah, we're super happy.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, last time we ran, we did a race with 3 of us was in 2020. So
did you win that one?
We didn't. So it's actually the first race that we win with 3 of us. So yeah, really enjoyed it. Big thanks to everyone from Bas Scooter for everything that they executed perfectly. Thanks to my father and Kai for their sins as well. Yeah, now we're going to enjoy it.
Here's the overall podium. Haas RT on the top step from Proton Huber competition in second. Red Ant Racing in third. The trophies to be handed over, and then it's time for champagne. The results of the Michelin 12 Hours of Misano for 2025. Haas RT take the victory, just ahead of Proton Huber competition in second. Third and a couple of laps down, Red Ant Racing in their AMG. It's another Audi in fourth position for Jutta Racing, the Lithuanian team. Scuderia Praha have the first Ferrari in fifth. Hoffa in sixth. Van Berlo Motorsport by Bas Koten Racing are the first of the 992 Cup cars. Then it's Era and RPM and Seb Lejeune, second and third in the Cup class. On a beautiful Italian sunny Saturday, Misano has delivered 12 hours of relentless racing, drama, triumph, and unforgettable action. The battle's far from over, though. Join us next time. We'll have more entertainment and behind-the-scenes stories from the world of endurance racing. Next, the Michelin 24-Hour Series heads to France and the legendary circuit Paul Ricard just off the Mediterranean coast. Speed will meet strategy on one of Europe's most iconic circuits. I'm John Hindhaugh. See you there.